By now, it is a foregone conclusion that VTuber characters are inseparable from the voice actors bringing them to life. But to get to this point, this notion had to go through its own challenges. So let's look at some of those. In order to give this video some structure, we will order them based on how much the original talents endorse these changes. To begin with, not at all. Game Club project, or GBB Projecto, is the first successful VTuber project of Brave Group, who then was going by the name Unlimited. Game Club started in March of 2018 and depicts the daily lives of 4 high school students, Kaede, Miria, Haruto, and Ryo. The content consisted of scripted videos and live streams with the focus on, you guessed it, playing video games. Roughly a year after they started, on the 5th of April 2019, the talents revealed that they were mistreated and overworked by the company's management and that they would all quit their roles. For a short time, no update came from anywhere up until the 8th of April, when Unlimited made a press release where they acknowledged the issue, said that they are in talks with the talents and that soon they will give an update on the situation. 3 days later, on the 11th, the press release got updated. Unlimited admitted their responsibility with the situation, promised to set up a department that deals with talent management, and announced that the talents would continue their activities as the Game Club project. On the 15th, the talents would make their return tweets and continue as usual from the 19th. From there, business continued as usual until the end of June, when the talent behind Miria was replaced without warning or acknowledgement from the company. Quickly following that, at the beginning of July, Haruto was also replaced the same way. Fans got upset with how the situation was handled, or in this case how it wasn't, and the wave of unsubscribing started from the channel. This prompted Unlimited to make a new press release on the 17th of July, where they acknowledged the replacements and announced that the remaining 2 talents would be replaced as well starting from September. The reasoning for the replacement was that the company felt more inclined to tell stories independent from the person who plays the character, instead of having a character defined by the person who plays it. This release also used the term Vtuber, short for character YouTuber, which sometimes you can still see being mocked online. This release failed to calm the storm, and the unsubscribing continued, even on other Unlimited affiliated channels. From the start of 2020, the activity of the Game Club channel decreased a lot until it stopped completely. At the end of the year, Unlimited, who have since rebranded to Brave Group, announced the termination of contract for 3 members of Game Club along with a few other affiliated VTubers. In February of 2021, the talents held their farewell stream. Kaede, Haruto and Ryo stopped their activities, while Miria continued as a solo VTuber. As we can see, if the talents are against the change, the fans will be as well. Now, let's have a look at a different situation. If you are here watching this video, then I probably don't have to introduce her, but just in case. Kizuna Ai is arguably the first VTuber, but definitely the most influential one and the one who coined the term itself. She started her career in December of 2016 and quickly rose to fame and became the face of the industry. Now back to the VA controversy. And a quick side note, there is a detailed article about the events of the situation. I will mostly reference this and put the article in the description in case you want to know more details about what happened. At the end of May 2019, a series of videos named Kizuna Ai's Everyday started releasing, where the existence of multiple Kizuna Ai's, 4 of them in total, was introduced to the public. Throughout this series, we could see the exploration of what makes Ai herself, like design, style, voice, etc. In this series, we got to meet the new voices of Ai as well. The reception to the new Kizuna Ai's was mixed, where people were mostly upset with every Ai having the exact same model instead of the new ones having a distinctive feature or a completely new model. After the introduction of the new Ai's, the original started appearing less and less. Combining this with the Twitter activity of the original voice actress Kasuga Nozomi, fans started to think that she is about to be replaced against her will, which led them to voice their concerns. This ended up with Ai's management company, Activate, making a press release addressing the situation. They explained that the original VA is not retiring or let go, only her presence is reduced to give more space to the other Ais as she focuses more on music. iChannel China was also created with Chinese Ai, who had a distinctive design compared to the others. This somewhat calmed the speculations but failed to satisfy the fans. Sometime later, the other two Japanese-speaking Ais got their own identifiers in the form of a blue hashtag and a yellow asterisk hairpin, as well as their names, Lovechan and IP. In June of 2020, they also got their own channels and character designs, while the original Ai remained on the main channel. In this case, the original talent at least seemingly endorsed the change, but the fans still strongly opposed it. Now, let's take a step further. KoMETA, or KoMETA Virtual Live, is, or was, a VTuber corpo from the Philippines. Their first generation debuted in December of 2021 with 3 members, Elaine, Virgil, and Miria. They announced auditions for the second generation at the start of 2023, but we didn't get to see what came of it due to the issues we are going to talk about. On the 3rd of May, the graduation of Elaine was announced due to health issues, with the graduation being held on the 8th. During this stream, Elaine said that after graduation she would stay in contact with KoMETA management and will be the one choosing her successor as Elaine, citing budget issues as the main reason the character wouldn't be retired. This came as a shock to viewers who expressed concerns over the replacement of the talent behind the character. On the 11th, a Change.org petition was started to campaign against the replacement. This petition collected a little under 300 signatures. Due to the uproar, KoMETA announced changes to the original plan. Instead of the continuation of the original character, there would be a name change and slight alteration in design. This failed to calm the situation, which led to Elaine returning for a last message after graduation, expressing disappointment about how people reacted to the situation. After all of this, we did not get to see how the plans would be put into practice, because not long after this, at the end of June, the other 2 members of the corporation, Virgil and Miria, also graduated, so the agency ended up without active talents and ended operations since then. With this, we can conclude that even if the talent actively encourages the replacement, the audience still pushes back against the idea. Return to the opening sentence of the video. VTuber characters are inseparable from the voice actors, bringing them to life. I also came across a paper titled More Kawaii Than a Real Person Live Streamer. Understanding how the otaku community engages with and perceives virtual YouTubers. In this research, people were interviewed about their VTuber watching habits and general stances on some topics, including the connection between VA and character. The interviewees said that they are mostly indifferent towards companies replacing voice actors, here named Nakano Hitos, behind characters as long as people are treated well during the process. Both the Kizuna Ai and Game Club situations were mentioned during this interview, and knowing how those two went down, even if we discard Game Club as it was clearly against the VA's will, this stance doesn't seem to stand on strong legs. An even bigger problem is that it doesn't support my narrative, so I take these answers with a grain of salt. The paper also mentions the replacement of a talent in a Chinese-Japanese idol-themed corporations called Revdoll, but I found no records of the case, and there is little to no English source on this group, so I won't start guessing on this situation. The group itself disbanded in 2021, started again in about half a year, and shortly after disbanded again, so I assume there was some chaos involved there. That's all. Take care.